Welcome to Rick's Europe. The UK is in a shock because there is a new party named Advanced UK. Now, as you know, last year Reform got on the horizon and is taking over the country by storm, stealing many seats. But as it turns out, it might be so that they are now up for a little bit of competition. So, what is this new party? How are they gonna change the UK? And to get a better understanding with me actually is Jim Ferguson. Jim, thank you so much for being here. You are now part of Advanced UK, right?
Yes, great to be here with you, Scarlett. Yes, I am part of UK. I joined as a member. I went down after the party launched the day after to meet with Ben Habib, the leader of Advance UK, and I've completed the process to gain access to the Advance UK College. And this is a body of 100 people who will be setting policy and holding the executive to account. So it's a very responsible position. It's one that I'm deeply humbled. I'm very pleased to accept. But Advance UK is rising now in a very powerful way.
So we'll talk about that college a little bit later, but why another party? I mean, I am from a country that we have a multi-party system, 26 on the ballot. I mean, the UK for a long time they had a two-party system. What is the goal of Advance UK?
Well, the UK's had more than just two parties. We've had the Conservatives and the Labour, but we've also had the Liberal Democrats. And of course, they all live on another planet with some of the policies they came out with. But nevertheless, Reform came along. Reform was born from the Brexit Party, which I was a member of, and which I was also a European parliamentary candidate in, and Westminster as well. And then it morphed into Reform UK. Nigel Farage stepped back, and it was taken over by Richard Tice. Now, some time ago, Nigel came back in as leader. And there was no other alternative, really, apart from some of the other parties that have been around for a while. But what has happened is that Advance UK, in particular Ben Habib, who was deputy leader of Reform UK, discovered that there was a problem with the structure. So it's a top-down structure, which means that the members have no say. They're just passengers. They're not drivers of Reform. And the upset that has been caused across the grassroots is significant, especially after the fallout of Member of Parliament Rupert Lowe and the way they dealt with him. So there is now concern that Reform UK is drifting towards the left. And what is happening is they're taking people in like Charlie Mullins, who was an arch Remainer, into what was effectively the Brexit Party. It doesn't make sense to so many people. So what's happened now, Scarlett, is Ben Habib has launched Advance UK. I'm part of that now. And we are giving the patriots in the United Kingdom the opportunity to consider what is the best party moving forward. And the college is very unique because this will give them, it's basically putting power back in to the hands of the people. And that's incredibly important in a democratic party, one that may go on to win the election. And just within a few days, the party has seen growth of tens of thousands of new members joining us, and those who were part of Reform for the last two elections that really felt the party was in the wrong direction.
So let's talk a little bit about the agenda. I was looking on the website, and to give a little bit of a summary, there is a very clear focus on fighting mass migration, defending freedom of speech, also restoring the NHS, and especially reclaiming national sovereignty. But to be honest, in many ways, when I look into your objectives, it's impossible not to see that there's a very big overlaps with Reform UK. So in your view, how are you different from Nigel's party?
Well, it's very clear. Nigel is Reform and Reform is Nigel. It's all about personalities there. He's a very good orator. He was very good to me. I have no issue personally with Nigel at all. But it's far more than him. And if he cannot work with people around him that are close to him, other members of Parliament, for example, then what happens when he gets in as Prime Minister? That could cause chaos. So What we're doing is we're building up Advance UK now because that is the model that appeals to the people. And we're asking the people of Britain to unite behind us. The other thing that is very clear is that Rupert Lowe, the former Member of Parliament, has made it very clear he wants deportations, mass deportations, similar to what Donald Trump is doing in the United States with ICE and federal authorities. Rupert Lowe wants the same. He's created a new movement called Restore Britain or Restore UK, which is great, but it's a movement. And you cannot change anything at the ballot box unless it's a political party. So Advance UK has been created with the intention of putting members of parliament in and winning the next general election, which will probably be in 2029. We're very, very serious-minded about it. Ben Habib, the leader, is also a former member of the European Parliament representing London. He's an incredibly successful businessman from London as well. And he has the skills, the vision, and the wherewithal to make that a reality.
So, you were in the beginning mentioning that you are part of this college of 100 members. It's a sort of institute, if I understand it correctly. Could you elaborate on that? What is this college? What's the purpose of this college?
So there's a lot of things that a new political party needs to do. It needs to set policy as far as defense is concerned, as far as security is concerned, as far as the health service is concerned, education, international trade. These are all really big, important points. And what the college are going to be doing is helping to formulate those policies. We're going to be recruiting people in to the college who have the technical skills and the ability to create new policy and to put that to the executive, but also to hold the executive to account as well. So if Ben Habib doesn't deliver, if whoever else is in the board doesn't deliver, then the college will have the power to remove them. And that's a lot of trust that Ben Habib as leader is putting into the hands of the college. It's not a responsibility that any of us in the college will take lightly, but it means that there is power to the people, power to the members of the party. And that's incredibly important to have that level of trust. Trust and loyalty works both ways, Scarlett. And that's a crucial difference to what Reform UK is, because Reform UK doesn't trust their members, which is why the members have no say. As I say, they're not drivers. They're simply passengers in Reform UK. Advance UK is on a whole other level. And even the likes of Elon Musk is now showing a lot of interest in Advance UK. He had been in direct communication with Ben Habib as well. So there's a lot of eyes on what we're doing right now.
So are you saying that there's going to be a crossover? It's the American Party and the Advance UK Party? How's this?
I don't know that there would necessarily be a crossover. There might be an alignment, but of course, different countries have different laws and structures when it comes to political parties, and they're not all the same. But Elon Musk certainly loves the United Kingdom. He has a huge interest in it, and he's very upset with what he sees Keir Starmer, the Labour Prime Minister, doing in terms of free speech. And that's another big thing that is incredibly important for Advance UK, is giving people their voices back. We might not always agree on different things and certain policies or certain aspects of it, but we should have the right to speak our minds. In Reform UK, that doesn't happen. If they speak against something that Nigel's doing or they don't agree with it, they're very often ostracized and kicked out the party. That's not how Advance UK is going to be operating. So we are going to be a family to the Patriots of Britain, and they are joining us in their thousands. We are advancing incredibly quickly.
Well, that means that we'll be watching the developments very close by. I also really want to address the elephant in the room, because you were talking about that in Reform, people get kicked out. And, that is true. Rupert Lowe, very popular. He's also in favor of mass deportations, something that didn't align with Nigel, so he was kicked out of the party. But also he and Ben Habib, who set up this party, had a fallout together.
Well, the fallout was about Ben Habib wanting to rearrange the structure of Reform UK. He wanted the structure to be like how Advance UK is in terms of giving people their voices. And he was actually banned as deputy leader. He was banned from speaking to the grassroots members. You can't do that. He was a senior part of the party, deputy leader, and he was banned from talking to the grassroots members, many of whom he knew personally.
Or is he just settling old scores? It's just
No,
doesn't-
that apps.
Trump, even with Trump and Musk, of course, they were big best friends. They had a fallout. Now Musk is starting his own party, the American Party. And in some kind of way, some people say it is a petty move. It's a little bit of a revenge. Is this also the case with Advance UK?
No, definitely not. You know, we can talk about Trump and Musk in a moment, but I would say that it certainly isn't the case that there's not a substance to that. It absolutely is true, because we know what happened. And the other thing you've got to remember is I've worked with Ben Habib in the Brexit Party for years. I've known him for years, and we work very well together. And I absolutely know that what he's saying is true. And the way that other people, not just senior people like members of parliament that have been dealt with by Nigel and Mohammed Zia Yousaf, but the grassroots members as well, chairmen, chairwomen in different associations for reform, they've had the same treatment. So you can't treat people in that way. You've got to give people room to air their voices. This is what makes Advance UK completely different from Reform, because Reform is Nigel Farage and Nigel Farage is Reform, and there is no discussion. Advance UK is all about getting people on board and building alliances. And one of the things I'm particularly keen to do is to unite the patriots in the United Kingdom together in a movement and in a political party, in an institution that brings really effective change. We've got to bring everybody alongside us, because that's where we will win at the ballot box. Now, as far as Trump and Musk is concerned, I have a huge respect for them both. First of all, I have a deep admiration for Donald Trump and the way he goes about things. He's a true American patriot and leader. Elon Musk, we owe him a debt of gratitude, because I wouldn't be doing the things I'm doing if it wasn't for him buying over Twitter and getting rid of Jack Dorsey and the old guard that censored everybody that they didn't like. Elon Musk gives everybody the right to speak their minds and to say what they want to say, obviously within reason. If it's completely ridiculous, then of course not. But the point is this: he is giving people all around the world, billions of people, their voices back. So they're both great men, and I hope that they can resolve their differences. We will have to wait and see.
All right. So last question. The year is 2034. You had the elections in 2029. You had a landslide win. How is the UK looking like?
The UK will be a very strong, powerful, independent, sovereign nation with a strong military and an economy that is thriving and boosting. We want to get people off welfare. We want to get people into jobs. We want to get people the proper healthcare that they need. Some of our hospitals are like third world countries in England, and that's not acceptable to a country with our history, our rich traditions and culture. And, we want to be a model to the rest of Europe as well. We love the Europeans. We love our friends in France and Germany and the Netherlands in particular, with the wonderful Dutch people like you. But we need to sort things out from the point of view of internal strife, the decline of the United Kingdom. And the Advance UK is going to get us there. Advance UK will do that. And I'm very proud to be a member of Advance UK, and I will support Ben Habib as our leader all the way through until the next general election.
How is Advance UK doing that? I mean, NHS, of course, is a big problem, but even Labour says it's an issue that should be solved. How is Advance UK going to do that? And I'm not just talking about NHS as an example. Yeah. How are you going to realize all of those objectives that you have?
Well, there's been 14,000 millionaires fled the United Kingdom just within the last 12 months. We're losing the best, the most talented people because of the rotten taxation policies that Labour are doing. They're even talking about taxing pensioners now. They took away their winter allowance. They've completely betrayed the country, and the Conservative Party before them did no better. None of them can be trusted because they're globalists and they're infiltrated by globalists. I can absolutely assure you that Ben Habib, I, and the Advance UK are going to be putting British interests first and foremost. Our people will be at that table because the structure has been set up that they will be coming along with us. So it's all or nothing, Scarlett. We are absolutely determined to get the country back on track again, and tackling mass illegal immigration by young illegal migrant men who are pouring in their millions is going to be put to the first point in terms of priority. Just like when I interviewed Senator Ron Johnson before Trump got elected, I asked him, what will be the first thing you will do? And he said, without hesitation, we're going to seal the border. And then we're going to get rid of these criminals, rapists, child molesters, and the worst of mankind, the worst of humankind, and get them out of the country. And that's what they're doing. And that's what Advance UK will do as well.
Incredible. Jim, thank you so much for being here. And where can people follow your work?
You can follow me on X, which is at Jim Ferguson UK, and keep abreast of all the posts and things I'm putting out. I write lots of articles, and there's lots of content that goes out. And of course, I'll be speaking regularly on Advance UK now, that I'm a member of the college, and helping to shape party policy going forward.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Jim. And of course, as always, thank you so much to our viewers at home watching. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Scarlett.